probably looking at my stuff thinking, what on earth is she gonna make today? I'm gonna make for dinner beef and broccoli ramen. And so I'm gonna start off with the sauce because we kind of want that to sit aside. So I want to show y'all. Oh, listen, beef and broccoli ramen is so good. I'm so excited. We haven't had this for a while. I'm just gonna mix it all in this because there's plenty of room. What I have in here is 1 cup of beef broth and 1/2 cup of chicken broth. Now to that, I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. Now listen, don't be tempted to skip the peanut butter. You can if you have to, but the peanut butter is gonna just give it such a depth of flavor, you don't wanna miss it. Now, I'm gonna add 1/4 cup of soy sauce. You can use low sodium soy sauce, doesn't even matter, whatever you need. 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. About 3 cloves of garlic, minced garlic. Let me get all that out, y'all. Because I'm not wasting garlic. Y'all know I love it. I love garlic. All right, we're gonna add some sesame seeds. About 1/2 teaspoon. About 1/2 teaspoon of ginger, 1/4 teaspoon. We're gonna add a teaspoon of hot sauce. I'm just using Tabasco because that's what I've got. Use, what are the others? Frank's, Texas Pete, whatever you want. And then we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of honey. And I'm just looking fast, going 1, 2, 3. So that's 2, and that's 3. Okay, I'm gonna give that a quick mix up, and then we're going to add 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. And the reason we want to do that is because we want this sauce to thicken up when it gets on the heat. Now listen, you don't want to activate your cornstarch right now. So you want to keep this in a, you don't want to sit this over on the stove and get it warm because it will activate that cornstarch. So we're just going to drop that cornstarch in there and mix it up. And then set it over to the side and just wait while we make the rest of the meal. So that's what it looks like. That's what that sauce looks like. And it's just gonna stay like that, sitting at the side, and we'll get into the other stuff. All right, so what I've got here is I had 1 package of skirt steak. It had 4 little skirt steaks in it, and it was about 1 pound. So that's what I've got here. Now what I did was I pounded them flat, and then I cut it in strips. So now we're just gonna season this. Now what I've got in my seasoning, I already mixed my seasonings together. So I've got garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, celery seed, what else? I've got a little bit of chili powder in this. And I'll have the recipe down below so you'll know how much to add together. And we're just going to sprinkle this on top of this and let it sit for just a little bit. And I'm gonna mix it up and then kind of sprinkle the other side too. All right, so I moved that to a bowl just so I could toss it really good with those seasonings. And now we're gonna set this aside over there by our sauce, and we're gonna get our noodles going. All right, so I just wanted to show y'all the noodles that I use. These are just the Simply Asia ramen noodles, whatever kind you get in your grocery store in the Asian aisle. Now all you're gonna do is start a pot of water boiling like you would for spaghetti, and we're gonna drop these in for 5 minutes. About 5 minutes works for me, and then we'll pull them out and start putting our dish together. All right, y'all, we're over here at the stove now. I've got my pot of water on to do the ramen, and then I've got a frying pan here. I needed a big one because we're gonna use broccoli, but I think I've got it a little bit too hot. So I'm gonna give it just a second. We're gonna go ahead and cook this meat. Now you want it hot, and you don't wanna crowd your pan because we wanna fry this meat, we don't want to steam it. So if you crowd your pan too much, that's why I'm using my giant pan, you'll steam it instead of frying it. Ooh, it smells good. Let's give this a few minutes. All right, y'all, look at that. That literally took like 3 minutes. All right, so take that meat out of your pan and turn your heat on medium. And then I've got 1/2 cup of chicken broth. Now listen, you can use white wine if you want. I'm not using white wine. I'm using chicken broth because I had some chicken broth that I really needed to use up. And so that's what I'm going to use. Now use your spatula and scrape up those delicious bits of meat that are on the bottom there. And just stir that up. Now we're going to add broccoli. Now you're going to want, I'm going to use this whole bag. It's like 2 pounds. You want at least about 5 cups. Ooh, I made a big mess with that. And then we're going to just stir this up. And we're going to let this cook for a few minutes. All right, y'all, some of my pieces of broccoli were huge, my broccoli florets, so I just cut them up just a little bit. And now we're just going to let these cook for about 5 minutes. All right, friends, remember that sauce that we made? Let's pour that sauce over this broccoli. Now listen, we're going to bring this to a rapid boil. So we're going to turn this heat up just a little bit, just to medium high. It's going to thicken quickly. And we want it, you just want to get it to the, you know, whatever consistency you like. I like my sauce to be kind of thick. So I'm going to let it cook and bring it up to that boil and leave it cook for probably a couple minutes. All right, now I don't know if you can see, but see how thick that sauce has gotten? Look at that. See that thick sauce? I'm going to add the meat back in, the beef. And then, and I'll add all those juices too, because that stuff is delicious. Now, we're going to turn this down now to low and just let it simmer for just a few minutes. All right, so now this is ready, and we've got our ramen that we've cooked and drained, and so we're just going to add it in there and mix it all together. All right, friends, here we are. Look at that, how good that looks. Now listen, we're going to top it with a little bit of red pepper flakes. And a little bit of green onion. You know, that makes everything better. I don't know if y'all can see, but this made 4 big bowls. And then we're going to just top it with a little bit of sesame seeds. See these big bowls this made, y'all? All right, let's get Jim to come over here and taste it. Come on, Jim. He's sitting right there waiting, you guys. And I'm not gonna lie, I am too.
Right.
Beef and broccoli ramen. That's the bowl you're eating from, darling.
Yeah, we showed it to everybody, didn't
I did. Look at this, y'all. It's steaming hot. Oh, this is good. I might even add some extra red pepper flakes to mine.
That's good.
Okay. Can't beat it. Pretty simple. Beef and broccoli ramen. Bye now.
Very good.